Hello, and welcome to This Day in History. The name Benedict Arnold has become synonymous for many Americans with the title Traitor. It was on this day in history, exactly 243 years ago, that General Benedict Arnold betrayed his country, giving up his well-respected position, as well as the high regard that George Washington had for him, in exchange for money and high rank. Only recently he had been hailed a hero for his daring at Fort Ticonderoga, Quebec, Valker Island, and Saratoga. But that was not enough for this young general. Benedict Arnold believed he was entitled to a promotion and more money. He had been given control of West Point, at which point he was the most powerful man on the Hudson. He immediately began stocking the fort with provisions. He was making repairs on it as well to win favor with the British for when they took control of the fort. He tried to further their debt to him by inquiring from Washington the names and addresses of patriots from Washington's secret Culper spy ring. This request was denied. On the eve of September 21st, Benedict Arnold handed over important information on West Point to Major John Andre, a major in the British Army and head of its intelligence operations. Also to be noted, Andre was a dear friend of Arnold's loyalist wife. Andre, disguised in civilian clothes, made his way back to British lines, carrying this intelligence with him in his boot, as well as a pass from Benedict Arnold. 2 days later, militiamen stop him and search Andre, forcing him to remove his boots, wherein they find both the pass from Arnold and 6 papers containing plans on how to take West Point. At this point, they bring him to Colonel Jameson as a prisoner and a spy, and Colonel Jameson receives these papers, possessing a pass from Benedict Arnold, and immediately dismisses the idea that the most respected Benedict Arnold could be a traitor. Instead, he sends a letter of apology to Benedict Arnold, apologizing for the slur upon his respectable name. Of course, the British would want to turn Continental Army against their general. But this man, Colonel Jameson, had every confidence in Benedict Arnold. In fact, he dismissed it immediately. Well, this was all Benedict needed. He realized their plans had been discovered, and he must make his escape. So he boards the HMS Vulture, an apt name for a traitor, and this ship was anchored in the Hudson at the time, and he promises the loyal oarsmen of this vessel that he would give them 2 gallons of rum to speedily row him to shore. When they reached shore, instead of the 2 gallons of rum that he'd promised, these faithful men were informed that they were now prisoners of the British Army. Benedict Arnold, on making his escape, had left behind his wife and child. He trusted that the Honorable Washington would treat them well. He would later request safe passage for them both to join him in England. Benedict Arnold fought for the British for the remainder of the American Revolution. In fact, he led the troops on the march to burn both Richmond, Virginia, and New London, Connecticut. Andre, on the other hand, was hanged for his involvement in this coup, but he died with great dignity, respected by those that brought him to trial. In fact, in his last letter to Henry Clinton, he said this: "I am perfectly and tranquil in mind, and prepared for any fate to which an honest zeal for my king's service may have devoted me. In addressing myself to your excellency on this occasion, the force of all my obligations to you, and of the attachment and gratitude I bear you, recurs to me. With all the warmth of my heart, I give you thanks for your excellency's profuse kindness to me, and I send you the most earnest wishes for your welfare, which a faithful, affectionate, and respectful attendant can frame. I have a mother and 3 sisters to whom the value of my commission would be as the loss of Granada has much affected their income. It is needless to be more explicit on this subject. I am persuaded of your excellency's goodness. I receive the greatest attention from His Excellency General Washington and from every person under whose charge I happen to be placed. I have had the honor to be with the most respectful attachment. Your Excellency's most obedient and most humble servant, John Andre." John Andre died in the service of his country, while Benedict Arnold lived both a traitor and a coward. Contrast this man, this traitor, with 4 years earlier, a young schoolteacher. He had given up his career in Washington's moment of need to infiltrate British-occupied New York and gather information for Washington. He was caught and hanged 2 weeks later, and was known to have said this: that his only regret was that he had but one life to lose for his country. Benedict Arnold died in England in 1801, loved by neither his fellow countrymen nor by those that he claimed to serve with secret intelligence.